What's up, everybody? It is Brandon LeCaren here, and today we're talking about the real estate market again, right? So if you guys have been following the news, there has been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of news coming out, a lot of reports, and that has obviously changed the way Jerome Powell and the Feds are looking at this interest rate, potential lowering of the interest rate, right? So if you guys haven't been following it, basically inflation is extremely, still it hasn't started declining, but they're worried that it's going to increase if they lower interest rate. And honestly, it is a fair point that they make because, let's say they lower interest rate, then that's just going to put a lot of buyers back into the market. It's going to make things a lot more affordable, and it won't really slow what we really need to see, to get inflation under control. But my thing is, part of the issue here is the supply and demand. And when you have really little supply of something, whether it's the amount of trucks on the road, whether it's gas, whether it's houses or whatever, you're gonna have a high demand because there's more people that want that thing or whatever it is, more than there is enough of it for everyone, for it to go around to everyone. And that's when you have this thing. So right now we're dealing with a supply and demand issue, which in the Fed's eyes, they're looking at it, well, prices are still increasing, so inflation is not under control, when in fact it's actually, to me, a supply and demand issue because people still need more food. People still need, cars. People still need, gasoline in their tanks. So those prices are not going to go down because the supply has not increased. And honestly, I do not see the supply increasing in the near future. So how do I look at it with the housing market? Well, the same issue still stands as it's always been, really, since 2008, really, when new home builders pulled out of the market. And the issue here is that home builders were responsible for about 3.5 million homes being put on the market in North America, and basically those homes were not built. And because of that really lapse in the schedule there, or lapse by the home builders not being able to build, it created sort of an issue later on in life, because now we need more homes in order to satisfy our current demand, which includes the birth rates and including the people that were born about 30 years ago. So because of that issue, it's really causing this housing demand and causing home prices to continue to go up. And really and truly, it's never going to catch up, because you cannot just make up 3 million homes on the market without, it's really near impossible, right? Because it's a momentum thing. So based on what Jerome Powell is saying is that rates are not going to change in the near future, according to him. And I believe now that Jerome Powell is going to keep interest rates the same and really may not lower interest rates until the end of the year. And, I think it would actually be a smart thing for him to not lower and keep interest rates the same, because if he does, then it's just going to allow that much more buyer pool to come back into the market, and home prices are just going to shoot up, similar to how it did during COVID. And I think it's really a smart play by Jerome Powell. I think it's the best decision, especially with where inflation is. But, at the same time, I get that it's a supply and demand issue here. However, in order to keep a cap on the housing market, I believe that Jerome Powell is making the right decision. So honestly, in my opinion, interest rates should have been raised during the pandemic. I don't think it should have ever went to zero. I think that it should have stayed, 3-4%, and we really wouldn't be in this issue right now. So I think where interest rates are at right now, roughly we're seeing that translate to about a 6.5 to 7% interest rates when you're getting a home, when you're purchasing a home. I think it should be around 6. In all honesty, 5 to 6% is a very healthy interest rate. And I believe the housing market should really just try to keep it there for as long as possible, just to keep a cap on the market. And again, like I was saying, if interest rates drop by 1 point today, home prices will increase by about 18 to 25%. And I'm like, that's across North America average. In some neighborhoods, you probably see 40% increases. And, for those of you out there that think the housing market is going to crash, it's on a bubble, blah, 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 I get it. You can think all you want, but I always believe in buying real estate and wait instead of waiting to buy real estate, because you were waiting before the pandemic, you thought it was going to drop. You're waiting, after the pandemic, you thought it was going to drop. And guess what? Real estate prices continue to go up. So as you guys wait on the sidelines in order to buy real estate prices just becoming more and more unaffordable to you. Meanwhile, you guys are sitting on the sideline. So My recommendation to you guys is if you're still thinking about buying a house, it's still a great time to buy. It's going to be a healthy seller's market because of inventory levels throughout the year, and I would expect interest rates to maybe drop. I mean, honestly, if the Dems pressure, if Biden and his administration pressure Jerome Powell to drop interest rate, that could be a possibility. So hopefully they don't have any dirt on Jerome Powell so they can force him to drop the interest rates. But more than likely, I think the logical choice would be after the election, just to see how markets react, and also to get a true control on this inflationary issues that they're seeing. So anyways, guys, hope you liked the video. Let me know what your thoughts are and what you think interest rates are going to do. Comment below, hit the subscribe button below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.